Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Alex, I had a question. Your last 3 minutes of the game, you were behind 103.99. Can you take us to those last 3 minutes back and what you still remember of it?
Yeah, we were in the timeout right before that, just talking about there's a lot of time left, a lot of possessions. We're gonna get a bucket and then come back and get a stop, and just talking the right mentality. Having the right mentality of we're gonna find a way to go out there and win the game.
How important are tactics and your coach during this time?
Yeah, it was super important. Just getting us in the right stuff. Obviously on offense, that's kind of the main thing. Defensively is more about the guys. Us talking through stuff, us winning closeouts, finishing possessions with rebounds. A little bit of both, yeah.
Alex, last time you won the championship, there were 6 players with championship experience on the Lakers team, and now you are the only one on this team with championship experience. Can you tell us what did you learn from those guys that is helping you to be a leader with this young team in the finals?
Yeah, just how unique each individual game is. Being able to move on to the next game regardless of you win or lose. Mentally, emotionally, being able to calm yourself down and regroup to be able to motivate and get back to square one for each game. That's probably been the biggest thing.
Alex, you are the most efficient defensively player in the league right now. You spend a lot of energy, and yet you scored 20 points in the last game. How you find balance to do both, and where's the grip come from?
Yeah, I think it just I'm a complete basketball player. I think there's a lot of things that I do really, really good. Obviously, defensively was something that I started with in my career, and then over the years I've developed some better offensive skills. Just being prepared to play, understanding where the game's going to find or what the game's going to present, opportunities for me to go and be aggressive, whether it's on defense or offense.
On that preparation, I think throughout our season, before the last couple of games, you played 30 plus, maybe once or twice. Last couple of games, 30 plus both. Anything different about the way you get ready now that you're kind of getting extended later in the season?
No, pretty much the same.
And
just a little more recovery in between.
And the fact that when you get to this point in the season, it's kind of like ripping off the restrictor, like being able to go full bore. It's important. Why does it matter to you that it's important that much to have you out there in these games?
Yeah, I mean these are the games you're judged on. You can win 68 games like we did, and then you lose in the first round, and everyone's going to be like, oh, they won 60, but they lost in the first round. Vice versa, you can win 48 games, sneak into the playoffs, and then if you win a couple series, guys will be like, well, they had a pretty good run, So this is the time of the year that I, kind of live for. This is the time of the year where the games matter, stakes are high, wins and losses are more important. So yeah, being prepared for this is important for me.
Alex, these have been 4 obviously pretty good teams. They had a great comeback in game 1. You guys had a great comeback in 4. When you're in it, can you afford to take a second and sort of appreciate how good of a start of the series this has been?
I mean, good for y'all. This is good for me. We'd be getting ready for a parade right now. Yeah, I mean, I think from an outside perspective, it's great for the league. It's great for basketball. I think these two teams play stylistically the best versions of basketball right now, as far as pressuring, being influencing and aggressive on defense, causing turnovers, making stuff hard, and then offensively free-flowing, shot making, passing the ball, playing fast, get out on the break. Those are the ways that people talk about traditional basketball and wanting to not just have come down and shoot a bunch of threes and give up open layups. Two teams play a great brand of basketball, and I think that's probably what's contributed to, like you said, a fun series so far.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Is this typical for this series, or do you also think this will be the future of basketball in the NBA?
I mean, the two teams that got to the finals are playing like that. It's probably a good blueprint. Yeah, you'll see it. I mean, it's a mix. Both teams have traditional lineups where we have bigs and we play through pick and rolls. Both teams have small lineups where you play more movement and spacing. I think just the versatility of both teams is probably what most teams are trying to move towards.
Alex, what were your first impressions of Caruso when you got here, and could you tell kind of what he meant to this team?
Yeah, I had watched K play a little bit in college and TCU, so I knew he was obviously a good player, and then he came into the league after me and kind of had the same journey where he's bouncing off a team or two and trying to find where he could stick. One thing I noticed right away was just the respect that he held from the rest of the team. You know, Kay's a pretty soft-spoken guy, but when he speaks, it's usually meaningful and guys listen. So that was probably the most, you know, glaring thing that I noticed that stood out right away.
He didn't play much in games 1 through 3. Game 4, I think he played more than previous 3 combined. What does he give you in those minutes?
Yeah, I mean, he provides, you know, a little bit of what I do is just being a stability factor and being a glue guy. You know, he's a great rebounder. He can shoot the ball on the outside. He can create action. He guards well. He's physical. Like those are the kinds of things that you need to win minutes in the playoffs.
Earlier, Kenrich Williams said you guys haven't played your best basketball yet in the finals. What does your best look like against a team like Indiana?
I mean, anytime that we go on little 5-0 to 10-0 runs in the finals, like in those stretches, that's probably our best basketball. You know, controlling the game in the margins, limiting them to one shot, not turning the ball over, making shots. Like that's our best basketball.
Alex, do you feel like your teammates rely on you more and more as the finals go deeper and deeper because of your experience?
I mean, I don't think any more than they have through the whole playoffs, and I think that's probably, you know, how it should be. You know, I don't think if you make too much of the moment, you'll probably get absorbed by it. You know, that was one thing I tried to just remind myself before Game 4 was, you know, you go out there, you're either going to win or lose. So you might as well compete, play hard, and put your best out there and see where the chips fall in the end. So that was something that I'm just trying to, you know, relate to the guys. But yeah, I think that's been a pretty consistent thing through every round.
Last question, guys. Now it's 2 wins away, and also you just got 2 wins. So do you still remember the last time you won the championship? After the 2 wins, what was the mindset you have, and what went through your mind at that time?
Yeah, I think that time we were up 2-0. So at that point, you know, the human nature effect of like relaxing a little, I think, got to us, and they snuck one out in Game 3. I think for us in this series, it's a little different because it's 0-0 essentially right now. You know, it's a 3-game series. Whichever team wins 2 games is going to win the championship. So that 2 number is really important because that's, you know, that's the winning number. Whoever gets there is going to be champion. So I think for us, it's just about trying to win 1. You know?
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank
you.